Planet Dolan.
From toilet contraband to rocket launchers, the Planet Dolan Crew re-enacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the weirdest school rules we've ever heard. I'm Pringaloan, and today, I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Mia the Pun Master. When Melissa was in 6th grade, the boys at her school started flushing paper towels down the toilet. The school principal made a rule that before the boys entered the bathroom, they had to empty their pockets and show the teacher they had no contraband to flush. When they were done in the bathroom, they were forced to dry their hands outside of the bathroom while their teachers watched them. The 6th graders still have that rule, and if someone breaks it, they are forced to wear a diaper and get 2 weeks of detention. Number 9 was submitted by RobiXDani. When Snoopy was in elementary school, nobody was allowed to bring their own pair of shoes. It had to be the school's custom shoes. The shoes cost $45.99, and they hiked up the price for the holidays. If anyone did wear their own shoes, they were sent to the principal's office to be written up for disobedience, disrespecting the American flag, and offending the teachers. If people continued wearing their own shoes, punishment would eventually escalate to the point where people could be taken to the police station. Number 8 was submitted by Alula. Ladybot's school had a rule where students weren't allowed to talk to friends during lunchtime. It became a rule when she was in grade 4 because apparently the cafeteria was too loud when kids were eating. The teacher said the students should use this time to eat, not talk to your friends. Ladybot didn't know about the rule because she was out sick when they announced it. So when she came back to school the next day, she was completely confused that the cafeteria was so quiet. She started talking and her friends quickly told her about the talking ban before she got in trouble. Number 7 was submitted by Mote-of-Lobross. When Nixium was in junior high in the early 90s at the height of the satanic panic, he and his pals would play D&D in the school cafeteria for the 2 hours between when his dad dropped him off and when his classes started. The vice principal quickly put an end to that, banning D&D from the school. So instead, they started playing a card game called Talisman. In response, the vice principal instituted an unliteral ban on fantasy-related games and memorabilia. That ban included reading fantasy novels from the school's own library, unless it was specifically part of class curriculum. If the rule was violated, the punishment was usually Saturday detention. Nixium and his friends were frequently singled out for that punishment. Frequently. Number 6 was submitted by alphawarbeast. When Zaraganba was a student in a community college, he had some trouble with math, so he decided to try the free math tutors they have in the library, hoping they could help him with his homework. Zaraganba got in there and signed up, only to find out that the tutors are not allowed to help with anything that's graded, so he was not allowed to ask for help on any of the math problems on his homework, which was the only reason he went there. When he asked why the rule was in place, the only explanation they gave was that it wasn't fair to the other people taking the same class. The problem with that is that the tutoring service was free and available to all students, so how exactly was it not fair that Zaraganba asked for help when literally everyone else could do the same? Zaraganba kept bringing this up, but they just continued on the "it's not fair" line. Number 5 was submitted by AGrimFate. James Shark's school had a habit of making rules preemptively when they heard rumors about a planned student prank. Some guy in a shop class were planning on making a tampon gun, so the school, trying to get out in front of it, made the rule, no tampons on school grounds. Obviously, this was a problem for the girls who needed them, so the rule was altered to, no males can have female sanitary items on hand. This led to more problems still, so it had to be fixed again. No males can have female sanitary items unless holding it or delivering it to a female on school grounds. Male teachers are allowed to have items in case female students are in need. In the end, the guys who were making the tampon gun gave it to a female student to shoot, rendering the whole rule set completely meaningless. Number 4 was submitted by BulletShift. Civil Spider's middle school had a rule called no public indecency. One day he was in PE class where everyone had to wear really tight, uncomfortable shorts. He popped one of those no reason boners and tried to hide it, but there wasn't really any way to hide it. The teacher decided to embarrass him out of the whole class, saying, "Civil Spider, how dare you have an erection? Go to the dean's office right now!" Not only was Civil Spider really embarrassed, but his entire class laughed at him, including his crush. When he got to the office, he was given 2 demerits and 2 3-hour detentions, all for accidentally having a boner in gym class. Number 3 was submitted by The Gun Hero 256. Dolan's school has a weird rule where everybody with glasses has to wear contacts. They said it started when bullies were pushing a kid around, trying to take his glasses to try them on. The principal walked in on that happening and immediately issued the rule a week later. Any kids found with glasses on were given donated contacts if they couldn't afford them. Number 2 was submitted by SpooperSenshi. Every school has a list of banned items that can't be brought onto school grounds. Sweet Commando School is just oddly specific. Most schools are content to just list weapons as banned items and leave it at that. But Sweet Commando was baffled that his junior high school guidelines actually listed rocket launchers under firearms that could not be brought on school grounds. He could sort of understand the logic behind it, but where are people going to get a rocket launcher, and why? Number 1 was submitted by me, your narrator, Pringle the One. The weirdest school rule I've ever heard, and had actually since I experienced it, was a bathroom policy we had. The teacher would always say, "You're only allowed 1 bathroom break. I don't care if you're pissing your pants, you're only allowed 1. It was a terrible and weird idea because of the fact that there was plenty of kids that actually ended up peeing themselves in the school during the time when they actually needed to use the bathroom. The rule didn't actually get revoked. They probably still to this day actually use that rule just to control people because they get irritated at some of the students always asking that they needed to use the bathroom when in reality they didn't. But for the people that really did need to use it, they ended up just pissing themselves the whole time they went to that school. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the dumbest reason you've gotten in trouble? Let us know on the Reddit page link below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
Check out the latest Dolan card update, Nixiumville. A new character, heaps of new skins, a new power up, new level, daily missions, and offline mode. Download from the Android or iOS App Store and start racing today for free.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care, everybody. Peace.